Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade today, and it's New Eden Fleetworks today, not station reviews. So, real quick, before I get into this whole structure thing that's in front of you, I would like to talk about, channel stuff. Obviously, station reviews are still going to be a thing. I'm going to go through every single station that was submitted and do a review on them. It's only fair to the builders, because I only currently have gotten through, I believe, the Trading Guild stations. But I have all of the pirate stations recorded already and pretty much ready. I think they're actually all up on my channel already. I just have to post them publicly. And so you will be seeing those as well as the abandoned stations. You'll be seeing about one a day until I'm done with them. And then I will continue the station reviews after like maybe a week of a break. And I'll be doing them not as often, but, maybe one or two a week. And if you want to submit a station for review, you can totally do that, but do not do so until all of these station reviews for the abandoned stations are done. That being said, the contest is over for the stations, and I'd just like to congratulate everyone that entered. Pretty awesome shit, awesome stations. Some of them I, totally rooting for, and I'm actually surprised that some of them did not get as many votes, because there were a lot of amazing stations there. What else was I going to say? Oh, congratulations to the winners, and that does include me, which, to be completely honest, when I first started the reviews, I was a little skeptical, I was a little scared, and then somehow the forums accidentally let me see the reviews for the station, the Trading Guild stations, and not the reviews, but the polls. The current status of the vote was revealed to me 2 or 3 days early, and I saw that I was in 4th for the Trading Guild, and I was like, oh god, I may make it, I may not, who knows? I could get pushed out at the very last minute, and it turns out I won for both stations that I submitted, which is just nuts, because if that's, confirmed with the devs and everything works out, I've contributed to this game, legitimately contributed to this game, and that is just insane to me. I cannot believe that. I mean, I guess I did good. That was the first legitimately made station that I made, and 2 of them made entirely off my own, concept and implementation and execution, and I'm just blown away by that. That's nuts. I'm a part of a game now. Never thought I'd be part of a game. Always thought I'd just be reviewing them and playing them. That's just crazy to me. So hopefully, the devs can confirm that all of those stations are going to be in the game, and they'll make a post about it, and we'll see what happens. And regardless, you guys can still download it if, none of that happens. But anyway, moving on from that, the only other thing that I would like to mention is that, oh god, what else? I'll probably be doing a little bit more Elite Dangerous in the future, which is fun because they've got Beta 3 out, and there's a lot of stuff with that, and Alien Isolation. As for Alien Isolation, I do plan on recording and playing the entire game, and I'm doing it in hard mode, and then I have to edit it, and I'm going to edit it to the bare minimum so that only the entertaining parts are there. So please, for the love of God, watch it, because it is effort, and I don't want it to go to waste. At least, half of the people that normally watch my videos, could you please watch Alien Isolation? It's just nice to get away from StarMade once in a while, and I don't want to post solely StarMade on this channel. It gets a little boring sometimes. You get dried up, you get burnt out, you gotta spend your time playing another game. I play a whole bunch of games off camera that nobody notices, nobody knows about, because I don't record it because it doesn't get views. So please, it's just the entertaining parts. It's going to be a lot shorter of an episode than, regular StarMade stuff and all that. So please check it out whenever I post it. I'll be posting 2 or 3 a week until I'm finished with the game. So, with all those announcements out of the way, what is this structure that you see before you? This is the Sovereignty Blockade unit from EVE Online. And it is here in full scale. It's oh god, I don't even know, 280 some odd, no, It's got to be more than that. I think it's 400 some odd meters tall, right? 400 meters tall. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how big it is. Yeah. No. Yes? No? I don't know. We'll find out when I jump inside. And actually, I can do that right now. So let's find out how big it is. It's 480 meters tall. I thought it was. I thought it was. All right. So we're here on this magnificent structure. So what does this thing do? Well, in EVE Online, you have sovereignty, which is, you know, the ownership of a star system by a player corporation. Player corporation can claim them, and they can fight over them, of course. And that's what we hear all the big battles about that come from EVE, you know? It's all about sovereignty and claiming stars and owning territory. And that's a feature that's soon coming to StarMade. You'll soon be able to claim a star system and fight over star systems. And that'll be really great. So I wanted to do some sovereignty-based structures. I really want to get into space stations suddenly. Like, it's an urge to just create space stations. They have some cooler features that don't really appear on ships, right? So, what does this particular structure do? Well, this is the Blockade unit. And basically what this does is a few of these are placed in a star system near the Stargates. Stargates are the only way to enter a star system in EVE. And, well, not the only way, but the most convenient way. And basically, what these do is they scramble the defensive capabilities and infrastructure of the star system so that the owner's infrastructure is susceptible to attack. So basically, these things break down the networks of the star system. You know, the computer networks, all the, you know, the transmissions and all that stuff from, you know, different areas in the network and stuff like that. Access codes, you know, they just break it down, you know, and it takes 3 hours, which just tells you how much programming goes into this type of stuff. I mean, this is look how big this thing is. This thing takes 3 hours to break through, you know, all of the data behind the encryption and the, you know, all that type of stuff in a star system, and all the defense networks and stuff. Right? So once that happens, it's susceptible to attack, and the enemy corporation can barge right in and start blowing up shit, and then eventually claim the system for themselves. That's the basic gist of it. But this is what starts off the attack, this structure. So, in StarMade, it's not as complicated as what I just told you. It's quite simple. You either place down a faction module to claim space quite easily, or you manage to lose that space via incompatible funds of your faction points. You won't be able to pay for your space, and therefore you won't be able to own the space, right? So that's basically how it will work in StarMade, and, you know, it's a pretty fair system, I think. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And hopefully we see, you know, how that plays out, and more features get added with that. So, obviously, players are going to want star bases, you know, faction bases, to place in their star systems that they own, and I figured that's what I would start doing. I was going to start creating these structures, these bases that players can build, buy, whatever they need, whatever they want. Hopefully, there will be a way to actually buy stations in StarMade, and be able to, you know, put down or activate the faction module on it. My idea, for anyone that's listening, if it makes it to the devs, is that if you're going to buy a station in space, there should be a timer on it based on the number of blocks. Because you can't just make something appear out of thin air. Imagine if you're going to pay for it, that's good enough, and once you've paid for it, you have to wait an allotted amount of time before the actual structure appears in space, and it should be based off the mass, I think. So, you know, if you have a massive station, maybe you have to wait like over a day for it to actually show up. If you have a tiny station that's really small, then maybe you'll only have to wait an hour or two, or a few, you know? And I think that's a good idea for buying stations. I don't think they should just appear in space immediately. And to be honest, I think Calbiri mentioned this. I think he mentioned that he doesn't even want you to be able to buy spaceships, and that they should all be created in a shipyard. I totally 100% agree with that. Freaking do it. If you guys don't agree with that, tell me why down below. But that's my idea. You can buy it still. It's just you have to do it at a shipyard. I think that's a good idea. I think that's an amazing solution to that whole predicament of you know, buying ships instead of crafting ships. Anyway, this station right here does not serve the function that it would in EVE Online, but I am planning on, you know, releasing it as a base for players to use. It's going to have quite an interior, although it's going to be limited. There are other Starbase structures that I plan on releasing, and I can load one of them up in a second. /load Minmatar control tower. Oh god. No, not 120. Import MCT 20. So I've just loaded in a Minmatar control tower. This is a control tower that a player or a small corporation can buy and set up in space, and it's technically something that a single player can afford. Oh my god, it's quite close. I'm gonna apologize right now if you hear a humming outside. There's a fucking helicopter and it's really annoying. Do you guys hear that? Why do they fly so low? It's literally 6 or 7 in the morning. What the fuck? Okay. Anyway, here is a control tower. This is quite literally 20% of its actual size. This is quite literally 1/5 of the actual size. But this is another starbase that I plan on building and you guys will be able to use. This one is going to have a few more accommodations. It's going to have medical bays and a lot more living space. This thing right here is just going to be a marker. It's going to be something that a player can buy and place in a system, and it will allow them to control the system. It's going to have some cool interiors, but for the most part it's going to be there aesthetically and for, you know, the cool interiors. There's going to be cool machinery in here. This centerpiece pulses with blue light. If Schema ever implements a rotational block, something akin to the motor from Space Engineers, something that functions similarly to turrets and turret docks, this entire, you know, antenna thing sticking out of the side actually rotates, which would be really great. So, that's the plan for this. I'm planning on hopefully releasing this thing within the week of this video. So, stay tuned for that. Ships are on hold until the universe update is released, because all of them are going to get, at the very least, functional scanners. I'm not going to say that they're going to be good scanners, but they will be functional, and you guys can expect that with the next update. But for now, that's all I have time for. Expect, you know, stations to be worked on as well now with the faction update. I've managed to get a few hours in and import a lot of structures, so I'm definitely looking forward to building them because they're really interesting. So, thanks for watching. I'm Chris the Nightbringer. You can, you know, stay tuned, I suppose, by subscribing, hitting that button down below or somewhere else on the screen, wherever you fancy to click with your mouse. And you can check out my other stuff, leave some feedback down below, and I will see you all next time. Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade today, and it's New Eden Fleetworks today, not station reviews. So, real quick, before I get into this whole structure thing that's in front of you, I would like to talk about, you know, channel stuff. Obviously, station reviews are still going to be a thing. I'm going to go through every single... Oh, congratulations to the winners, and that does include me. Which, to be completely honest, when I first started the reviews, I was a little skeptical, I was a little scared, and then when somehow the forums accidentally let me see the reviews for the station, the trading guild stations, and then I will continue the station reviews after like maybe a week of a break. And I'll be doing them not as often, but you know, maybe 1 or 2 a week. And if you want to submit a station for review, you can totally do that, but do not do so until all of these station reviews for the abandoned stations will station that was submitted and do a review on them. It's only fair to the builders, because I only currently have gotten through, I believe, the trading guild stations. But I have all of the pirate stations recorded already and pretty much ready. I think they're actually all up on my channel already. I just have to post them publicly. And so you will be seeing those as well as the abandoned stations. You'll be seeing about 1 a day until I'm done with them, and they are done. That being said, the contest is over for the stations, and I'd just like to congratulate everyone that entered. Pretty awesome shit, you know? Awesome stations. Some of them you know, totally rooting for, and I'm actually surprised that some of them did not get as many votes, because there were a lot of amazing stations there. What else was I going to